95% of my 2024 goals I did not achieve, or at least I did not achieve them in 2024. This video is not a pity party. That is the first thing I would say. It is not a pity party. This video is to encourage you. If you had a bad year, that somehow things can switch up, things will change, things will not always be the same. Change is one thing that is inevitable, and I don't just believe it because I want to come and make this video to encourage you. I'm also sharing how my 2024 went and then how 2025 evolved to be much better. Thank God, like, a lot of things were better, but this is also tied to the phase of life I was in, things I was going through. So there are a lot of factors that contributed to that, and there are probably a lot of factors that contribute to how your year goes, or how you're talking about 2026 would go. A lot of factors that come into play even though. So let me explain. In 2024, I had just come to Canada, right? And before coming, there was the excitement, there was the, oh, I'm going to a new country. And I added to my excitement of moving, right? And then moved, and then I now even moved. That's what even made it seem like it's as if the whole year was just like me fighting for my life. But thank God for grace. So I came 1st of January, like I left my house, I think 31st night or so. Came here, like, started the new year, going first day in another country, and getting here, there was already excitement built up, but like also you don't know what the future holds. I have God, so God knows the future, and I'm just going to trust Him through this process, that the God that has brought me this far would help me. And then getting to Canada, I came as a student, and so that first week was really, like, it felt like, was it maybe I call it the nesting period, something like that. So because my friend was with me and she just helped my life. And I was like, okay, this is how my stay in Canada is going to be there. That's nice, like, no problem now, no issues. And that went well, but school started, and then I was now looking like, God, I beg. First things first, so we won't go to school, no actual classes, and I lost my way. I mean, we've traveled out of your country, even within Nigeria, you'd have missed your way a couple of times, you'd have gotten lost a couple of times, but it felt even more scary because I'm a country that I don't know. And at the time, which I've not mentioned in this story, another thing that happened, my phone was now having issues. So basically, I did not have a phone when I lost my way. That's what I did not mention in my previous story time of losing my phone, not losing my phone, of losing my way, missing my way in Canada. At that time, that day, for like 24 to almost 48 hours, I did not have a phone to use, and I was in the country. I did not know where I was going. I was asking people for direction, and because like I speak, of course, I'm in Nigeria and I speak like in Nigeria, some of them did not hear me. Some of them were confused, because even me, like, you're confused and asking for direction, you will confuse yourself and confuse your helper. So asking for direction, and it was just so confusing that day. Like, the tears were already here. I was like, it's all over. I just arrived, but it's as if I'm going back home tomorrow, because what's going on? And then eventually sorted out the phone issue, everything. And then the weather as well, I was struggling. Like, winter we're experiencing, it's colder than the winter experience when I first came. But because I was new and I did not know like when winter felt like, I had heard of winter, but I did not know what winter really felt like. Being new here, being a student, so applying for jobs, I wasn't getting anything at first. It seemed like it's that period, the period of job hunting, if you, like, we are all familiar with it, right, would just really feel like you are useless, no matter how many things you've achieved before, especially if you're still in like every career phase. It will just feel like you are useless. Like, years I've been on this earth, what have I been using my life to do? And blah, blah, like, what's actually happening when they don't get back to you, or when they get back to you and they tell you, unfortunately. Like, I got so used to saying unfortunately is we're applying for jobs, that every time I open an email or I open my Indeed or anything, like, I get a message from employer that I not to applied to, a job I applied to. And my eyes, I'm not trying to read the whole message or the whole email. My eyes are just scanning for, did you put unfortunately in this thing? And so there was that phase of struggling for a couple of months with trying to find a job that just really made me feel like, hey, Jesus. Because when you come, that's why I used to tell people that ask me, oh, I want to come to Canada. And I'm really grateful for those of you that usually reach out to me after watching my videos here on YouTube, and you're like, you're coming to Canada, or you want to come to Canada, you're planning to come to Canada, you watch my videos. Someone even told me that they watched my videos and it was very, very nice, very helpful for coming. And the videos also made the person laugh. I'm like, okay, we're achieving many things. So thank you for watching, and God bless you. And then you come with such high hopes. I usually tell them, like, it's a nice country, it's a good place to be, it's a good place to grow. But also don't allow your expectations to be like, because different people experience Canada in different ways. It's good to come ready financially. I cannot be over financially ready to relocate. Me, to the glory of God, I had sponsors and I still tried to have some money, especially because I knew I was coming here to continue business. But all of that, like all of my financial plans, this was how my financial plans were. All of them went like this. And it just made me feel like, oh God, oh Jesus Christ. So all of that like did not go the way I anticipated. Business too, things did not pick up as fast, like 12 months. That's okay. Like I had to remind myself that it's okay, Fisa, it's okay. All this remembrance. Let's not sound like, oh, I'm very, oh, is in the process. I was telling myself it's okay. After I had worried for some time or so, like we were worried, this is okay. I'm not here to judge you. We listen, we don't judge. And so there was just the whole struggle and oh my God, like came to the end of the year and I'm like, you know what? I'm alive. Like she's going okay. I'm surviving one way or the other. No matter how hard the assignments they've thrown our way, no English, I promise you. We've struggled through it, but we've also conquered and we're alive. And I stepped into, so with all of that, there were times I cried about it. There were times I spoke to friends about it. Like my parents were constantly encouraging me, and I was just continuing to try my best to hold on to the hem of God's garment. And then it just at the point went like flat. Was I alive? To the glory of God, yes. Did I survive the? Yeah. We praise God. I'm here doing videos, so if I not survive, would I be here? And at the end of the day, this did not work out the way I wanted. I'm not making the kind I want to make yet. I'm not able to do some of the things I wanted to do, but that's fine. Like here is another year, right? You're not disqualified from a year, or like you're disqualified from entering a new year because you did not achieve everything you wanted to achieve this year. You're not disqualified from entering 2026 because you did not achieve everything you wanted to achieve in 2025. That's the encouragement in this video. Would you feel bad about it? Yes, 100%. It's normal. I mean, you want to do something, you're not able to do it, especially when it comes to things that are out of your control or things you really fought for, you really strived for, but they didn't just work. Like life, and some things will not just, like, it's not always going to be a jigsaw puzzle that just matches together. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it is not that you have wrong goals or you're headed in the wrong direction. It's maybe just time. It's possible, most likely. The thing could just be that you need to give it time. And it's eventually align. And so from 2024, like end of 2024, I'm like, but I'm not going to be sad about it. Like at the point, like so I had, okay, back to the job part, like searching for a job. And this was even part-time job. So I was now thinking like, this is just searching for part-time job and I'm already so struggling and suffering. That God, what of when I want to apply for full-time jobs and blah blah blah. I can't do full-time jobs as a student here because you have limited number of hours. And I'm like, okay, let me please start doing part-time work. Like I just want to be in the house every time when I'm not in school or church. Please, I don't want to be bored a lot. And then eventually, thank God, I got a job. I had interviewed for like in places and then eventually got a part-time job, not full-time. I never got my part-time hours with them. Never did. So, okay, so the excitement, I've now gotten the job and then I'm like, okay, where are hours? And I'm like, God, I beg. But then like I found things to be grateful for with the job. Because like the kind of people, the kind of working environment, I not start with toxic people or hostile people or wicked people or people that do not care about me. Genuinely good people, and so I'm grateful for that. And the job was also able to open some kind of doors or like give me opportunity to do some things in 2025. So like there are things to be grateful for. So even in the things that did not work the way you want, like something I prayed that God did not answer, I'm grateful that God did not answer them because they have helped me to have a better life this 2025. Like something I was praying in 2024, 2025, that God did not answer. Not like he answered in a different way, but I did not even realize it because I'm like, this answer I want. Like sometimes it doesn't happen the way you want, and that's okay. With part-time, I'm like, God, I beg. Eventually, went on break from school, and I'm like, okay, I have to do 2 part-time. Since this one is not even going to give me part-time hours, like complete part-time hours. And then I got another part-time, so I was doing 2 part-times. If you are familiar with Canada, with like distances, it is, I was going from North York to Mississauga. That's about 2-3 hours by bus, obviously, because I don't drive, by bus. Not every day, like 2 or 3 days in a week. 2-3 hours to go, 2-3 hours to come back. Bro, the go bus became my second bed because I do be sleeping there. Like I'll just enter the bus, if it's the one that you can climb upstairs, climb up, got comfortable, and I was just sleeping. Because I'll have to wake up early, my shift starts early in the morning, and then my shift ends by like 4 if I still have work to do, maybe 5:30, like very few. Did I love the job? Yes, because it was baking, and it was not baking, it was decorating cakes, and I was very happy with the job. But I also knew I was not supposed to stay on that job long. Train of thought. Oh, Chimo. I'm just a girl. Like, that was like very, very much, I'm just like, it cannot be the same. So 2 things were involved in making my 2025 better. A kind of doggedness that is like, what I want to achieve, like things I want to do, I will not overthink it, I will do it. As much as it's within my power, if I want to do something, I will go after it and do it. Especially because at this point, like school, like after the first half of the year, by second half of the year, school has already, started, like things that have to do with school work, submit this, upload that, send this email, reply this email. That was winding down after the second, by this half of the year, and I'm like, okay, now I need to put my full mind in other things that school was stopping me from doing. So there was the doggedness, and the 2025 is gonna be better. Like, I don't want to know what anybody wanna say. As long as me and God are together on this, it's gonna be better. And the faith part of it, which is having faith, trusting, prayerfully stepping into the year. So my church, we have a camp meeting every year. It's called Reboot Camp, just in case you're not aware. I attend Celebration Church, and we have Reboot Camp every year. And so that 2024 Reboot Camp, like from preparation for Reboot Camp, I did not go in person to Lagos, but I joined online. So from preparation for Reboot Camp, that was already when I was saying, God, I'm very grateful for this 2024. I'm very grateful that I'm in this country. I'm grateful for how far you've brought me, everything that's happened. But there was also this camp meeting is my meeting, because in this meeting you meet me right where I am, and you help me, you instruct me, you direct me for the new year. I'm really just here to go all out in 2025 and to hold your hand like this, or to like ensure that it's me and you that are like this as we're going into the year. So that part of it, so the faith part of it, because God is the one that sees everything. God is the one that knows everything. No matter how much you plan, you prepare, you want to do this, you want to build house, you want to build tree, you want to, anything you want to do in the new year, do it like this with God. Like that's the best way, most safe, you're safest, walking in step with God. And so that was really just my energy. 2025, so excited, and things did not begin unfolding immediately, because there was the preparation phase, the beginning of the, and I also did not start the year with energy, like, okay, now everything must happen now, happening. No, calm down. Best of all, celebrate the new year. Packed my whole life to buy this mixer. But best believe, like, this year, like, all the cake orders are taking this. I mean, by God's grace, next year will be small, but I've made more cakes this year than I made last year. When I was buying the mixer, be in my house gathering those, because you know how they say it will start with what you have, like, you don't need new fancy equipment, blah blah blah. They are right, but there's a place where you would move from starting with what you have to now upgrading equipment if you need to. Because I've used that mixer a lot this year, for clients, for myself, for baking for people, like people I love, just because. And so I'm very grateful I got it. Very grateful to my parents for supporting me. So I mixed that last year, and it was like, it felt like another good something to even hold on to. Like, okay, there, that's that for at least somehow, like, I got mixer. Even though I know that time I wanted, because I wanted to get it like first half of the year, but I ended up getting it last month of the year. But still, and then this year I was like, okay, this year I'll use this year to heal from my expenses of last year. And then this year, first of all, this camera I'm using to film, it was part of the things I wanted to get last year, but money did not allow. And then I also got a machine for like my stuff I need to cut and paste on. I usually need to cut like designs I need to do to paste my cake, which was also things that, like, I wanted to get it last year, because I knew, like, I was not trying to get 3 big purchases in 1 year at the phase I am in, or I was in financially. But I get this too, like camera and the machine last year, but I like did get the standing machine, to the glory of God. And then this year I spent a lot more on things that I need to get. I list in my notes app. If I have different lists in my notes apps, or things to do for business, things to do for myself, things to do for my friends, those kind of, I'm that kind of person. Things that I still manage to squeeze into, like, no matter how tight it was financially, I'm like, nope, I wasn't able to do it. I have to, and it did require sometimes, like, not getting some things for myself that I can achieve a goal. For example, like with the camera, I spoke to my startup and we were deliberating different things. Oh, should I wait for this? Should I wait for that? Blah, blah, blah. And we just came to the, and you know what? If it's really, really important to you, and you just be sorting things out as they come one by one. So 2025 came, and it was much better. Much better than 2024. I was not overthinking anymore. I was not feeling as down as 2024 anymore. I was not as new to Canada anymore. So different things, like 2024, I'm new, I'm trying to figure out my life. 2025 is like, okay, I'm still new here, but I know my way around. I'm not going to get lost anymore. like I have a few friends here, not as alone, like in terms of geographical location anymore. And it was so much better. It felt better emotionally too, because now I'm not just trying to encourage myself or like forcing myself to be grateful or something, but genuinely I'm like, okay, yes, this is able to think of more, like to think of better things now, because I'm not suffering as I did in 2024, or I did not suffer as I did in 2024. So it just got better. There was the initial panicking, or is that correct? There was the initial panic of, what if it's still like 2024? What if this? What's that? But no matter how bad a year you've had, like everything can switch up in the next, and that's what happened to me. A lot of things have switched up. For example, with like business, I'm not big, but I'm in a way better place than I was last year. I'm navigating better now. I found the plug for some of the things I was not able to find plug for last year, like packaging items. Like I'm obsessed with cute packaging, like cute but functional packaging for my business, and I couldn't do that last year, or like I did not do it the way I wanted to do last year. But this year I found the perfect stuff for me that they don't know it yet, but they are gradually becoming my best friends. And it just made me so happy. And also being able to, like, also being there for people more, because last year a lot of my close friends had to be there for me more than I was there for them. And I was telling my friend the other day that I'm really grateful that this year I'm able to be here for you much more than last year, because that last year was like, at the point I even tweeted it that I like, at the point I'm in, I cannot even ask anybody how are you, because when I ask you how are you, I genuinely want to hear how you're doing, what's happening, just me, like the struggles. If you need me to encourage you, if you need me to like show up for you, I'm all in. I could not be asking anybody how are you that last year, because I'm just like, me myself, I don't know if I'm okay. If you ask me how are you now, if you ask me how are you much now, I feel start to cry in public. So like mentally I was just trying my best to be sane and to just find a way to move on to the end of the year. And thank God this year is much better. It's not just only my friends checking on me, or my friends calling me, or my friends praying for me, praying over me and being there for me, but me as well. I'm able to show up for them wholeheartedly, not one leg in, one leg out, not, oh, I'm so tired, like I'm drained, but I would still come with my full heart. I want to be there for you. And then like also with I moved from applying this year, I did part-time jobs because I was still a student, but moved from applying for part-time jobs, and eventually when we wrapped up with schoolwork, applied for a full-time job, and God's favor really did set me apart, because now I work a full-time job. Glory to God. And then also in terms of, I think I mentioned church, like by the end of last year I was already very settled in church, very settled in a unit too in church, because I'm serving in church. But like this year as well, I think I opened my heart more to people. This year I opened my heart more to having more conversations. I was not running from conversations anymore. At the point last year, most times I was just sleeping. Why was I sleeping? Because I was just trying to run away from everything. I don't want to think about things I was going through. I don't want to think about the fact that I'm not like the fact that I'm struggling, or I'm just trying to manage, or I'm just like find my way around stuff. But like this year, I like normal. Last year I knew why I was sleeping extra. This year, have I been resting well? Yes, but I'm not running away to sleep because I'm trying to run away from problems, or run away from thinking about them, or thinking about my life. But I was sleeping because I was resting from all the work I was doing. So very grateful. This year I also got to go to Nova Scotia to celebrate my friend that got married, which was very exciting. At the beginning of the year, I didn't even think I was going to go, because I genuinely did not have the money for it. Thank God, it's my sponsor that sponsor me. But yeah, went to Nova Scotia, went to Edmonton. I mean, these are within Canada, like travels. But by the grace of God, 2026, I'll come again and tell people, oh, 2026, I went to this place, I went to that place. Amen. So travel that I didn't even know. And I also got to work, like still the part-time, the last part of that I did was still a baking job, but this was like a different kind of baking job that I never have even known to pray for. It was the job that, if you follow me on Instagram, I was posting about my travel baker role. It was very exciting, and I had to be telling my friend that I don't know if this job is real, or like whining me or what. Getting there, experiencing another part of Ontario, and experiencing another work environment, and experiencing an environment where they fully trusted me with the baking from A to Z. I'm like, wow. God helped me, and I trust him to help you too. And I just pray that Like not just you seeing video, watching this, happy for her, oh thank God for her, thank God it got better, but that you also see the light at the end of the tunnel for yourself as well, and see that this is not the end for you, and see things to be grateful for. So even in the sadness, even in the this 2025 self, God I beg, there's something that there are a few things that might have happened. Like look around you, try to find things still happen like for other people, or things that happen for you. The fact that you're alive, or the fact that maybe you still, like with the toxic job, you still are surviving, and by God's grace you get a better one, but you're still able to pay your bills, you're still able to have food, you're still able to hang out with friends, you're still able to live your life, right? There are things to be grateful for. Salvation, like the fact that God saved you, the fact that God has helped you, the fact that God has planted you in a community, the fact that God blessed you with amazing friends, that even in your struggle phase, even in your shaggy phase, these people still love you for who you are. The fact that God has blessed you with people that don't love you because of what you have, the money you have, or the kind of house you have, or the kind of car you drive, or the kind of gadgets you use, but they love you because you are you. Those are things like that are, like, is still valid to be grateful for. This very, 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 very valid, and I will be much better. I trust that you have picked 18 or 2 or more from this video. Go again, and it's get better. It will actually get better, a lot better. Like really seeing a lot can happen in a way. If you think about it, having one bad year, it kind of sets you up to be angry enough to want a better next year. And sometimes it also makes you maybe feel like, okay, now this is how I did it this around, maybe I should try it this way next year, or I should try it a different way next year. That's my encouragement to you, and I'm wishing you in advance. I'm going to be the first to wish you a happy new year in advance. Happy 2026. I'm also encouraging you to end this year on a good note. Share with that friend that has been complaining about how hard this year was for them, and you've tried to encourage them, but it's like you're speaking and it's like it seems like maybe you not go through it tough year, so they're not really hearing what you're saying. It's as if they're just like, oh, you don't understand, Jerry. Maybe you got job, you got this, you got car, you got house, you don't understand how I'm feeling. Send this video to them, send it to them, and please remember to subscribe, because if you watch this video for free, you did subscribe. I'm just here wondering why. Anyway, thank you so much. My name is Fisayo, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.